Workers' comp is not going to help most of these people. I mean, I think there's a 3-month window in there, first of all, but it doesn't cover this kind of stuff.
It doesn't unless you were directly there when the shooting was happening. Like if your life was directly in danger, then you can make a case. And it has to be filed within 3 months.
So we're past that.
Right. So that is something we need to change. It was after the Parkland shooting when Florida's legislation changed, and we know ours doesn't meet annually. Right. So hopefully with the next legislation meeting, we can push something like that through so we can make sure that people are getting the help and care they need. Right. We treat the mental health side of workers' comp is no different than the physical side. So you still have the 90 days as you would if it was a broken foot or a bad back. Right. But we know it's different. You know, the duration's different. Like you said, the onset's different. There is such a thing called late onset PTSD. So there's all these other factors that we have to consider when we're looking at this. So hopefully we can get that changed. I mean, that's the goal. It's going to affect more than first responders. It'll affect the people that were working in the vendors, the hotel staff, everyone that was out there. So we need to push for that.
We had cases where people were working at this event and they were injured. They may not have been physically injured, but they did have mental health injuries.
Tennille Pereira is an attorney with the Legal Aid Center of Southern Nevada who is working out of the Vegas Strong Resiliency Center, helping survivors of 1 October.
We're seeing financial issues. I call it the financial fallout.
Give us an idea. What most cases that the Legal Aid Center of Southern Nevada is dealing with? We've
had family law issues that we had to help with that area. We've had probate issues. I think that one's kind of obvious. We've had employment law issues, and now it's more money issues. But from our standpoint, we see the money issues as a legal issue. So someone's being sued on a past due bill because they weren't able to pay it. Someone's house is being foreclosed upon because they weren't able to make their mortgage. We've seen lots of evictions.
Among those being helped by Legal Aid Center of Southern Nevada is this woman who wanted to share her story, but asked that we conceal her identity.
Tell me what life has been like for you since October 1.
It's been very challenging. It's been a bit of a struggle. And it's been learning how to deal with the aftermath of October 1.
It has prevented you for a long time from going to work.
Yes, it has. I thought I'd be okay. You know, I have a little bit of savings, but you don't know how long you're not going to be able to go to work. You don't know when you're going to get better. There's so much anger that I had personally, that everything angered me. People angered me, and I didn't understand why this was happening to me. But day by day, you try to figure it out, that you have to make it work. And pretty soon, the power bill is going on a couple months, and they're going to come shut the power off. And house. I couldn't pay the house, so you pick and choose what you can pay. You can only borrow so much, and this train wreck is happening, and you're rolling.
It's a story that Pereira and her team have heard often, and they want people to know there is help.
For people that aren't aware and want to understand, can I be helped? What kind of things can you offer them?
If you're having financial troubles, come in. Let me evaluate it. There are lots of legal issues in there. There are lots of defenses. There's lots of procedures that have to be followed. Let me look at it. You know, I'm an attorney. I'll analyze it, and I'll tell you if there's something that I can do. Chances are I can do something, even if it's just negotiate.
And there are others stepping forward with financial help as well.
We wanted to help pair people with people who could guide them. In our society, we often expect people to be experts in financial matters when we don't expect them to be experts in other things.
UNLV Associate Professor of Law Benjamin Edwards, along with the president for the Institute for the Fiduciary Standard, helped found the Las Vegas Survivors Project. They organized about 40 registered financial advisors from across the nation who have agreed to volunteer a minimum of 4 hours of free financial advice to any person receiving money from the Las Vegas Victims Fund.
One of the things we do here at UNLV is we run an investor protection clinic. We don't want a survivor calling us and saying, help, I received this money from the Compassion Fund and I was taken advantage of.
One of the volunteer financial advisors is Greg Phelps, the owner of Red Rock Wealth Management. He is also a 1 October survivor.
One of the reasons I felt so drawn to this is because I've seen this in real life. I've seen this in practice and working with people, and being there, being a survivor, and knowing that maybe the person next to me, was affected, they get an award, I can help them, and I can actually go to them, and they can come to me, and we can say, okay, so let's talk about this. You have X amount of dollars. What's your situation now? How are your finances? How are you budgeting? Do you need to put the kids through college? When do you want to retire? How are you going to retire?
Phelps' experience that night has also inspired him to help work with the 501c3 LOVEWINS. It is a group of 1 October survivors who believe acts of random kindness can change the world.
They wake up with the same question, why am I here? I was sitting there waiting for the next bullet to hit me. Why am I here today?
I guess I would ask now, maybe final thoughts as we look at this issue and look at it in the coming months.
I would say, what do we do as a community? And part of that push is the sense of helplessness that we all feel when something this big happens. We didn't stop needing heroes at 8 o'clock in the morning on October 2nd. We didn't stop needing them when the emergency rooms were cleaned up and the sirens quieted down. We still need a whole bunch of them. And if there's really something that they want to do, and you want to still be a hero, be kind to every person all the time, every day, even if they don't deserve it.
Those that I have met, they've kind of dubbed me the silent survivor, because I'm there, I want to be there for them more than I necessarily feel like I need someone there for me.
Tracy Szymanski is still the caregiver. When Jason Aldean came to Sunrise Hospital to visit victims, she was the one to walk him around.
He's everything you think he is. He's amazing. But as I left, I looked at him and I told him, I said, it was such a pleasure to meet you, but I would have preferred to have gone a lifetime without ever meeting you, if it were just because of this situation. So